Recon Athlete Podcast is brought to you by Kreitz Market, The Social, and Focus Fit San Marcos. All right, Recon Athlete, episode 95. Happy Saturday morning, everybody. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez. What's up, Paul?
Well, good morning. How are you feeling?
Pretty good, man. Just,
All right.
chilling. Got up, actually went for a run this morning. I usually don't do that on Saturdays, but, went ahead and did that since I was kind of up early. I had a weird, so I had a weird dream that, I had forgot that it was podcast day, and I was late to the podcast, and I don't know. So
that was your dream?
That was my dream last night. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then so I wasn't like at home either. I was like somewhere else, and I was like, oh, it's podcast day. Oh my gosh! Like I gotta get home, and I don't know what I was doing. I can't remember what it was. I don't know what I was. I just know. And there was and then so I was trying to get home, but I didn't have my car. So then I tried to rent a car, but it wasn't a car. It was a helicopter. And then I remembered I didn't know how to fly a helicopter. And so then I was like, man, I'm going to miss the podcast. And then I woke up and it was 7:30. And I was like, well, might as well go for a run.
That's because you were in the Matrix. You were trying to get somewhere and you needed to get uploaded how to fly a helicopter like in the Matrix, like Trinity did. And that's just what it is, man. Like sometimes, I don't know how you feel about some things, but maybe you were in another dimension. Maybe you were in a deep REM sleep and, you're talking about getting transported places and you're like, oh yeah, I get a helicopter. Wait, I need to learn how to do a helicopter.
Yeah.
Matrix, bro.
Well, see, that was the thing. I got into this, I didn't know it was a helicopter, right? I got into this vehicle and that's the thing, man. It might be the Matrix because I knew to press this button or to flip this switch and then it started to levitate and I was like, wait a minute, this isn't a car. This is a helicopter. I don't know how to fly a helicopter. So then I flipped the switch back down and it landed and then I was stuck. So, yeah, dude.
You were in 2320, bro. That's where you were at. You were in 2320. You weren't in 2020. You were in 2320.
Yeah, right. And then, so I get up. I'm like, okay, it's 7:30. What am I gonna do? All right, I'll go for a run. Listen to a little bit of MLB Network. They weren't even talking about the games yesterday, which was kind of weird. So. Started listening to something else, our little Joe Rogan podcast. Shout out Joe Rogan, who's moving to Austin, Texas, apparently. Right, Paul?
That's the rumor.
Yeah,
rumor. It's like unofficial, but it's official.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So shout out to Joe Rogan if he's moving to Austin. I know Tesla is moving there big. And we didn't talk about it the other day. I made a mental note because it happened on Wednesday when they announced it.
Yeah,
that Tesla was moving to Austin for their multi-billion-dollar or billion-dollar manufacturing plant.
It's called the Gigafactory.
Yeah, the Gigafactory, right? And forgot to mention it Wednesday night. But yeah, so and apparently Elon Musk and Joe Rogan are boys, right?
Yeah, bro, they're pretty tight.
Okay, so
they were partaking in vitamins on his show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, vitamins, the things that cause the Tesla stock to kind of tumble a little bit and people got a bit out of shape. And,
okay. Okay. All right. But, so I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast a little bit about breathing. My friend of mine, shout out Amber, she told me about this breathing. Cause I've been, trying to get back into running lately. And she was like, oh, you need to listen to this Joe Rogan podcast about this guy talking about breathing. So I listened to that a little bit, went for a run. And then, I had my dream about being late for the podcast. And then I get on my computer and it starts to it's just really, really slow this morning. And so I messaged you guys. I messaged you and Zach. So I don't know if Zach's coming, but I messaged you and Zach and was like, hey, dudes, because I got on at 9:45, I wanted to be all ready, I wanted to be okay, let's get it ready, have everything set by 10 o'clock. Dude, no, 35 minutes later, I'm still trying to just turn it on. So Yeah, I don't know.
That's reality just catching back up with the simulation, man. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't. A lot of people believe, like, with the simulation. And
Right.
if you think about the year 2020, it's like,
Right.
what could it be? And I'm not there. I understand a lot of people make a good argument for it, just
Right.
like flat earth people make an argument, and I'm like, listen, man, I still believe I have free will to kind of do what I want, how I see fit, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I mean, here's another thing. Here's another thing about 2020.
Uh-huh.
Right now there's some it's hurricane season right now,
Right.
and apparently there's dual hurricanes or dual tropical depressions, like right between the Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico. Like they're dual storms heading towards the Gulf of Mexico right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever, not that I know of. I mean, I'm not a meteorologist or anything, but I've never heard of a dual potential hurricanes moving towards the Gulf of Mexico in my life.
Well, it's time to repent, y'all.
I'm just saying.
Hey, get God back in your life. If he ain't there, get God back in your life for real. Shout out Jesus. But yeah, and another thing that I saw you posted on your personal Instagram, Paul, about some UFO stuff.
I was like, yeah, bro.
I didn't know you were into that, bro. I didn't know you were into the aliens.
It's kind of ironic because when I was younger, my grandfather, he was in the Air Force and he was an officer, and he was very into aliens and the X-Files and what have you, and
Mulder and Scully.
And he was very big Star Trek fan, very big Star Trek. Next Generation with Captain Picard.
Yeah.
So he would always kind of pique my interest. And, recently we had a conversation. I kind of asked him if he was still into it, and he was not. And I told him that I kind of really was. And, I'm a Joe Rogan fan. And so I've kind of seen him have on some people who basically were in the military. They were pilots.
Mm-hmm.
And, he had them on their show. And this was firsthand accounts of potential, unidentified flying objects. I'm pretty sure, I think they have a new acronym, a new moniker now, designated by the federal government. But apparently the Pentagon is releasing some information that there's something out there. They don't know what it is, but it's not of this earth. That's their quote. So, 2020, it's a magical time right now.
Yeah, man, it really is. It really is. Keep your masks on. I think I've been noticing a lot more people got their masks in the, in the public places. And BJ, you need to learn your listening skills. He said, did he say that no hurricanes have hit Texas? No, bro. He's saying that there's 2 hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico and Atlantic Ocean at the same time.
Right.
So,
I never once said Texas.
BJ's a hater of yours, dude. He's a big hater, dude. I don't know why, BJ. Calling you out right now.
It's okay.
Calling you right now, B.
I have a lot of people who don't like me. BJ can join the list. It's okay.
Nah, I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just messing. I know there is the hurricane happening in the Gulf of Mexico. So any of the listeners, I got some family down there in the Corpus area. Y'all stay safe. I know they're getting ready. It's starting to get a little windy down there, so I know they're getting ready for that to hit. So hopefully, prayers go up for everybody down on the Gulf Coast. All right, Recon Athlete, episode 95. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez. BJ says, "I love Paul." Shout out, BJ. I was just messing, dude.
It's because he knows I'm going to be the fantasy football commissioner. He wants to make sure those trades. He wants to make sure those trades don't get vetoed.
Well, BJ he still wants to do a baseball league. He called me this morning. So I don't know if we want to try to get that together. So, I know he's got his own, he's in a couple of leagues, I think, or at least one. So, and then Emo, shout out Emo. He's saying he's biting his tongue, to talk about aliens. So Emo, if we want to have an alien episode of Recon, we have Recon Reality, as Snoop called it, on the watch party. Yeah, we can get Emo in. He'll talk about some stuff, bro. And it's, yeah, I mean, it would be very entertaining. All right, we'll have like a
that it would be.
we'll have a special episode of Recon Alien talk with Elliot Ojeda.
And depending on how it goes, we might just have a spinoff.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's that entertaining, and we'll get BJ to talk about history. We'll get BJ to talk about.
BJ wants to do his history podcast. He's got a lot of history stuff he wants to talk about. I don't know. We get emo. We'll get Elliot with that wig. With the wig that's like the dude on the Aliens. Oh, I think I lost Paul. Call me back, Paul. I think I lost you. All right, Recon Athlete, episode 95. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez, hopefully calling back. Zach Lucette, I don't know where Zach's at right now, but we haven't gotten to the actual podcast episode topics yet. Paul, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I lost you. Yeah, I don't know if it was I think it was my side. Because I heard.
I was going to say, did somebody call in or switch over or swap phones or something?
No, I think that was I think call failed. So sorry about that. But anyways, Mike Tyson trying to, or actually not trying to, but September 12th going to have an exhibition match with Roy Jones Jr. and talk about that. Of course, MLB opening day was yesterday. Well, technically it was Thursday, but yesterday was like all the teams playing, and some more Horns and Aggies talk coming up again on Twitter. I didn't really see it. I saw it, but I didn't watch it, and it didn't really pique my interest, Paul, because because you know why? Let's go ahead and get into this. We'll make this the first one.
Yeah.
Because I've heard it like so many times over and over again. Like it comes up it seems like it comes up every 6 months. Every 6 months or so, somebody comes out, talks about the Horns and Aggies, renewing the rivalry, and we should have this thing, and blah blah blah, and then the Aggies will say, oh well, we don't have room on our schedule till 2026, or I'm just making that number up, or this and that, and then there's talk, and then of course Horns fans are saying, oh well, they're afraid to play us, and no, not really.
Sorry, I don't know if that's entirely true, Chris, because I know you said that every 6 months it comes up, but is it every 6 months that Tom Herman, the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, brings up the fact that they've tried to reach out to A&M and A&M always declines an offer? Because he was the one who I saw with his soundbite bringing it to the forefront that they've reached out. The Horns have reached out in the past to A&M, and A&M has declined every single time.
Well, I guess. How true is that? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's true, but I'm sure there's a good reason. And I'm a Horns fan here. It's like I'm over here trying to defend Aggie. It's kind of weird, but if their schedule's full, their schedule's full. If they don't want to, play the Longhorns, they don't want to play the Longhorns. Whatever. I'm kind of over it at this point. We haven't had this game in 8 years, something like that. It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I'm just kind of thinking about. I'm trying to think about when when they had this game. And so it's almost, to me, it's almost lost its luster a little bit.
Heck no, man.
Yeah, it really. It hasn't been there in a while. So
for you, maybe.
So I'm just kind of like, but you still get sort of the rivalry with. They still play each other in basketball. Still play each other.
That's not the same thing.
In baseball.
It's not the same thing.
In swim meets.
Not the same thing.
Tennis. Volleyball maybe. I don't really know.
Nope.
Zach's not here, so we don't talk about volleyball. They still play each other, just not on the gridiron.
That's where it counts the most. This is Texas.
No, that's what I'm trying to get you to go to. So tell me, so you obviously are kind of passionate about this, Paul, and tell me why.
Just because of the growing up, especially around Thanksgiving, this game would always be played either the day after Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving, and kind of couple that with the Dallas Cowboy tradition. And once this rivalry ended I think it was in the late 2000s, it really had an impact saying, okay, well, it'll be back a little bit. And the one thing that I had to really learn about was that a lot of this game is caught up in the Texas legislature.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of things I don't know people really know about is that this deal kind of gets brokered there. And, this would be a great time, especially with, I think, a boost in morale, especially for the state. And I think especially for everybody, all the citizens of Texas to kind of have this rivalry once again, maybe as just a one-time thing due to this pandemic, I think would be a great opportunity. But the ability to play the game, I think, is feasible. With fans, probably not so much. But man, the ratings that this game would garner, I think, would be tremendous, and the advertising dollars could be through the roof. Maybe even if they want to play it in Dallas, that would be awesome. Or if they want to play it at a neutral site, that would be awesome too. It just kind of depends. But the tradition of that game has been missing for a long time. Texas is football is close to religion as you can get in this state, and so I just really feel that these two teams are out there. They're on the come up. I think that with a senior leader quarterback in Ellinger and a senior leader quarterback in Kellen Mond, and the rivalry, I think, would be a great thing to reinstitute for the state. And I think that Texas may be a better team than people let on, or maybe a better team than they're ranked in the early preseason for the rankings. But and A&M is very high. A lot of people are high on A&M this year, so we'll see how things fare out. But I think this will be a great time to play a non-district or non-conference game, especially with the loss of games that they've lost to the Big Ten and as well as I'm not the SEC, but the Pac-12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. Great point. We might have an open date. There might be an opportunity for this to happen. And with the, I'm not sure where it would happen, if it would have to be in a neutral site. I would think maybe. I know Texas, they want to do here at DKR, they want to do 50% capacity. I'm not sure what they want to do. I'm not sure what they want to do at Kyle Field. But if they flipped a coin and said, "Oh, we're going to have it at DKR for this one time," that 50% capacity, those tickets would be through the roof.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah, through the roof. Take the opportunity. Maybe. I didn't really think about that part. So that's a great point, Paul, of having this opportunity this time right now in 2020, to renew that rivalry, and then maybe it's just a one-time thing because Lord willing, everything goes back to normal, sooner than later, and you still have your schedules laid out for a few years down the road. But maybe it can happen, when those schedules clear up, in 2027 or whatever. And I did Google it. So the last game was November 24th, 2011. So I was almost there. So it's been about 9 years.
Yeah. So
we've missed 8 games, 9 years of it. So that's to me why, Paul, I'm kind of like, meh. I haven't seen this game and, spent just turned 40. So, spent most of my 30s, not seeing this game. And I do have a little bit of nostalgia. I think I've talked about it before. I got my cousins. Shout out to Joseph and Jeremy De Leon, who were in the Corps at A&M. And so, when I was little, we would go and the game would be here in Austin. They would have the parade. Then they go down Congress and Texas A&M band and the Corps would go down there, and me and my parents would take me and my brother and we'd go meet up with our family and watch our cousins march. And it was fun. It was cool. It was just like it was a great family get together, a great family thing. We'd wear our Longhorn stuff and go and kind of hang out with our our Aggie cousins. So it was great, and I would love to see that happen again. Just that pomp and circumstance of all of the game. So maybe I missed that part. The game itself, maybe I'm kind of just like meh because I haven't seen it in a while, and I'm wondering too how into it the players would be, because like we know what the rivalries are about, Paul. I mean, you just mentioned it. You grew up with it. I grew up with it. The kids that would be playing in it, they didn't really grow up with it, So it would be, I don't know what the motivation behind it for them would be. I mean, you think it would still be there? That rivalry would still be there for the kids that are actually playing in the game?
Look, man, I'll just say this one name. Sam Ellinger grew up a Longhorn from the time he was a baby, and he's his parents. And I'm sure, rest in peace to his father, and I'm sure his father it just drilled that rivalry into him throughout all of his upbringing. And we got to remember these guys. If we're going to take the average age of 20, and the last time they played was 9 years ago, they were 11 years old. I mean, and so they kind of remember a little bit growing up, I'm sure, from age probably 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. They remember the rivalry. They may not understand the significance of it, but they know that it existed. And I think that a lot of the young men, especially if they come from the East Texas area, they're going to know what A&M represents, and they're going to understand what Texas represents. And, maybe some of the out-of-state kids don't really understand it. And I say kids, these are men. I shouldn't say kids, but these young men may not understand, but I'm sure the universities would do everything in their power. The coaching staff will do everything in their power to make sure that these young men understood the significance of this rivalry and what it means to the university, because they want to make sure they go in, week out, and represent the university to the highest, upper echelon that they can.
And I will say, and I'll also say this, to Coach Herman. I know you kind of want to motivate your guys and stuff, or you want to talk trash or whatever. But there's one rivalry that the Longhorns have been consistently losing over the past 20 years. And I think he needs to be focused on that one. And I think I know.
Oklahoma.
I think you know that. I think you're talking about. You know who I'm talking about. You just mentioned it, Paul. Oklahoma, OU. I mean, like, if you're going to be talking about rivalries, Coach Tom, let's focus on that one with the neighbors up north, because they've been consistently winning Big 12 championships and going to big bowl games. So I know that may be a sore subject for a lot of you Longhorn fans, and it's a sore subject for me, but it's true. Okay. So let's not get into the past of our old rivalries with Texas A&M. There's one that's been happening every year, and haven't had the best of results in the past 20, maybe even 25 years. So, we need to focus on that. All right. Recon Athlete, episode 95. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez, Zach. I saw Zach get on the watch party, but he's not here yet. So, but anyways, so can I do this other topic as assigned? Although Zach did mention, he said they should be worried about beating A&M in recruiting more often. So that's good. That's a good point. All right. Sorry, Paul, but I have to mention this. There was a little bit of a debate going on in the watch party between Emo and BJ. Because I love Emo. Shout out Emo. He always has these theories. And it kind of goes along with Recon Athlete, because he's talking about the linemen here in the quarantine. I don't know. Can you see the watch party, Paul?
No, I usually don't. I usually don't get into that. I usually don't get in there.
That's okay. That's okay. So just other topic as a sign real quick. Emo says, we're going to get some big boy linemen after this COVID. Nobody's talking about the high school kids' weight gain. BJ says he's worried about his own weight gain. The high school kids will be all right. So Emo saying that the lineman recruiting is going to double over the typical wide receiver and running back recruiting numbers. Emo, do you really believe that, bro? Paul, what's your take on that? What's your take on that?
Well, let me say this.
Uh-huh.
I monitor Twitter a lot for offers for young men and this and that. And
Okay.
I'll say this. I have seen numerous coaches who are talking throwing a little bit of shade out there, saying that most of those athletes out there, they're talking about this and that, and most of these coaches are coming back and saying, most of y'all need to shut your mouth because a lot of y'all are out of shape. And that's not just one or two. I'm talking about probably 10, around 10 Twitter posts that I've seen of coaches saying, kids need to just, take a moment and remember, so most of them are maybe not ready to play football yet, conditioning wise. Right.
So Emo might have a point about these weight gain for the linemen, but it might not be a good weight gain because we want muscle weight gain and not just sitting around playing Xbox weight gain. Right, Zach? What's up, Zach?
Right. Hey, did you see that the Cleveland Indians don't have logos on their jerseys?
Yeah, and they changed their the front of their jerseys used to say Indians and now it says Cleveland.
Yeah, so they're probably looking at Cleveland baseball team.
Yeah, we got Washington football team.
Yeah, Cleveland baseball team for the time being.
I'm okay with it. So, and the Emo says thank you, Paul, by the way, for doing that. So
I'm glad I could give some validation for Emo.
So, what's up, Zach? How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Yeah. You chilling or what?
Yeah, my girl car wouldn't start this morning, so I didn't jump it.
Oh, for real? Where's she going?
To the store.
Oh. Okay. Do you know how to jump a vehicle?
I do now, thanks to YouTube.
For real? Do you know how to change a tire?
Nope. Call AAA.
Call AAA. Change oil in the car.
Go to Jiffy Lube.
I will say this though. I wouldn't be able to change oil in my car right now. I mean, I got kind of a.
Can you change the oil in my car?
What kind of car you got? Oh yeah, you got a Fusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
For real? The hybrid one?
I don't know. Hybrid? Dude, the way they make engines now, and Paul, you probably know a little bit about this too. I don't know why I would say that, but I'm just, the way they make engines now, because he's Mexican, yeah. They stack everything on all the stuff on top of each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul.
Because they want you to go to the dealership to pay more money for it. That's why.
Right.
Have you seen those like luxury cars? How the front is like the trunk? Like you open the hood.
Like a Tesla?
Yeah, like you open the hood and there's like storage in there.
Yeah.
That's lit.
That's how they used to do it like back in the 20s. Like when they first made cars.
When you were a kid.
Back when when they first made cars, dude, they had something like that. But then they moved the engine to the front away from the gas tank. But they can do that with the Tesla because there is no gas tank.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart.
So
you learning up on Tesla so you can get a new job?
Heck yeah, dude. We talked about that at the beginning of this. I don't know. Paul, you going to try to, find you a spot at Tesla? I know when they start hiring, I'm going to be looking at that for sure.
No, I'm trying to get a meeting with Elon so that we can get no seriously.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a meeting with Elon so we can get a fleet of Cybertrucks as promotional vehicles to go to all these games in Texas.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw the mock-up, but yeah, I got a mock-up ready for the Cybertrucks with Recon Athletes logo on it, ready to go.
Oh.
So
how much are those?
A lot.
How much?
But it don't matter.
I think it's like 6 figures.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta put like 25,000 down to reserve it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what's the rest?
75.
So you think it's 100 G's?
Mm-hmm.
Or more.
You could do that, Chris.
I don't know if I could do that, bro.
Snoop could do that. Snoop could do that. You could do that.
Snoop might be able to do it now that he's a day trader.
Yeah.
Not really, but anyways, I don't know, man.
Shout out Cleveland baseball team.
Why'd you bring that up?
I don't know. I was thinking about it. I just remembered it.
You just like remember that?
Yeah, also, shout out
in the focus.
Shout out Taylor Swift. I hope she's okay. Her new album is sad as shit. It came out yesterday.
Yeah,
have you heard it?
Nobody cares about Taylor Swift.
I mean, people do.
People do.
Not us, though.
But they're saying there's some pop culture for your head top.
Yeah.
So she dropped a surprise album yesterday. and Kanye was supposed to drop his album like anticipated for a Friday drop, and she dropped hers, so he didn't drop his because so people think that like she knows that she'll go number one, so she tried to drop it the same day as Kanye, and now he pushed his back.
Ah, because of the whole thing that he did to her back in the day when
the beef.
They still got beef.
Yeah, I think so.
Taylor and Kanye.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know. I saw that. Of course, I got my iTunes, so I saw that it dropped. I saw it dropped, but I didn't hear nothing about it. Now we got a debate going on in the watch party about Tesla. So.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's an open forum in there. We need to hire some moderators.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, y'all keep talking, man. BJ's in there. Shout out John Paul. They're all talking about some Tesla stuff there.
Let them go.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. I don't know. Taylor Swift. I haven't heard it, man. I know. I did hear a story a couple weeks ago. Somebody was telling me about about Britney Spears. Free Britney thing. How she's
like going bad again.
Yeah. So, but yeah, pop culture isn't my forte. That's why I have you around, Zach. So you can
you look like popcorn as your forte.
For sure.
Pop rocks.
I was like, I don't know, man. Like, if I want to listen to new music, I'll just check out your Instagram story.
Yeah, I do be posting stuff on
I know.
Instagram.
I see it. Yeah, whatever you post, I'll go and check it out.
Really?
Most of it's not very good, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a different wave.
Yeah,
it's a different era.
That's true. All right, Recon Athlete.
I saw this like bracket thing. I told Snoop about this. He didn't agree, but probably because y'all are too old. But it was trying to decide like the new era Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
As like like Bohemian Rhapsody is like a song you play like anytime, anywhere. Like everyone knows all the words. Like everyone
Queen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they said so the song that won the bracket was Mr. Brightside by the Killers. You don't even know that song?
Yeah. Paul, do you know that song?
I don't got time to know that song.
What do you mean you don't have time to know that song?
Dude.
Are you too cool for that?
I just work, guys. I just grind. I mean, I just do. That's all I can do.
Like us, we don't grind or work ever.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
That's true.
But yeah, Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
Yeah, I don't work. That's for sure.
I don't grind.
Snoop wants a Taylor Swift album recon review. We'll do that.
No.
We'll do that Wednesday.
Yes, that would be hilarious.
Zach, you do that.
That would be hilarious.
I'll listen to it.
For you and Paul to listen to the whole thing and break it down would be hilarious.
All right, Taylor Swift album recon review.
It would honestly be funny, but it would be terrible content to like listen to a whole song and then break it down right after. Like
no. Just like we'll
it'd be like
we'll just listen to it, and then we'll have like an open forum, or just like a little segment about the album.
No, that'd be lit. Let's do that.
All right, Recon Athlete, episode 95, Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez, Zach Lucetto. Paul's not excited about that.
You don't have to do it if you don't want to. If you're too busy working and grinding.
I'm not doing it, just so you know.
Okay. All right, well, I'll do it. Me and you, Zach.
All right.
Well, Snoop says 30-second Spotify samples. Paul has to review it. Just the hooks. Just the hooks.
No, Snoop, you're too busy working and grinding. You can't.
Yeah. Too busy working and grinding. Speaking of too busy working and grinding, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. Going to fight on September 12th. Why? I do not know.
For charity.
Money? Huh?
Is it for charity?
Is it for charity? It's not for charity, is it?
I don't know.
It's going to be.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I was too busy working and grinding. I didn't read.
It's going to be September 12th at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. It's going to be pay-per-view, and it's going to be on a multimedia platform called Triller.
Triller?
I have no idea what that is.
Isn't that a Michael Jackson song?
It is. Let's see. And so Tyson was on ESPN's First Take on Thursday, and he's quoted as saying, quote, and there's Mike Tyson, quote, "It's because I can do it, and I believe other people believe they can do it too. Just because we are 54 doesn't mean that we have to start a new career and our lives are totally over. Not when you feel as beautiful as I do, and I'm sure that other people feel the same way. I never took that many punches. After the last fight I had, I left and I lived my life, and I've been through some experiences, and now I'm back here. I feel like I look better I feel like I took better care of my body and my state of mind than most of the fighters before me that retired and came back. End quote. That's Mike Tyson.
Who's he fighting? Herschel Walker?
Roy Jones Jr. Herschel Walker. And then Roy Jones is quoted as saying, "I've been trying to enjoy retirement, but people don't seem to want to let me retire. They keep calling me, telling me that Mike wants to come back and that you'd be a great opponent for Mike. We always wanted to see it, but I would have preferred it back then. Tyson is a hell of a specimen still a problem to deal with. But at the same time, life is life. You only live once. You want to know what it's like. You go in there and see. You still got to see it." End quote.
He doesn't sound very confident.
That's Roy Jones Jr. Yeah. I mean,
it looked like he's setting himself up for the excuses afterwards.
Nah, I mean, so to me, and this is my take on it, just real quick, and I don't know, Paul, if you'll agree with it, but to me, like this fight, the actual talk and everything going up to it is going to be more exciting than the actual fight itself. What do you think about that, Paul?
I think Mike Tyson was going to knock the shit out of Roy Jones Jr.
Do you think so?
I don't know. Dude, he's going – Chris.
You think so?
Yes. I just said that 3 times. Yes. The reason I think that Mike Tyson is going to destroy Roy Jones Jr. is just purely due to the fact that when he was getting into shape, Mike seems as fast or maybe a half a step slower than when he was Kid Dynamite. And I haven't seen any type of training for Roy Jones Jr. And to me, I think Roy Jones Jr.'s comments in that statement leading up to this is him knowing very well he's not going to be in shape to take a 12 or 10 round probably fight with Mike Tyson. And Mike, I think, is on a mission to maybe make some noise, maybe have a real legit sanctioned fight with the heavyweight. But Roy Jones Jr., I think he's just getting ready just to get knocked out, like viciously.
Really?
Yes.
So the last time Mike Tyson fought was in 2005. The heck? Where did that come from? Oh, that's my ESPN app. Oh. I just downloaded that yesterday so I could watch baseball while I was at Revelry. My bad. Sorry, I'll turn that off. So Mike Tyson fought June 11th, 2005. Do you know when Roy Jones Jr.'s last fight was, Paul? What year?
2012.
2018.
Okay.
So he's been in the he was in the ring recently. So to me, that kind of gives a little bit of advantage for Roy Jones because he's been in the ring more recent now. Granted, it's 2 years ago, so it's been a long time. I don't know. I don't know what, we haven't seen what he looks like in training. We've seen Mike Tyson's videos. I haven't seen anything. But as far as like being in the actual ring and fighting, the last, fight that was any significance for Roy was 2015. But, he's been in the ring a lot more in the last 15 years than Iron Mike has. And I think that might have a little bit of an advantage for Roy Jones. What do you think about that, Paul?
And what weight class was Roy Jones fighting at in 2018 and 2015?
I'm sure it was light heavyweight.
Right. And so, I think that having a 10-pound weight advantage, depending on what weight they do fight, Mike's used to fighting at heavyweight, and Mike's used to preparing his body to fight former heavyweights. And so I think that power disparity is going to be extremely significant for Mike Tyson. And I think that, I don't know if Roy Jones probably trained with heavyweights, but I don't think he's ever trained with a vicious fighter such as Mike Tyson.
Well, I mean, and also I'm going to assume, since it is an exhibition match, that they're going to be wearing headgear.
Well, that just makes me not want to watch it.
Right. And that's because what I've seen, I haven't seen that if they're going to wear headgear or not. But to me, if it's an exhibition match, they're going to, it's like an amateur fight.
I think it's going to be very, very similar to these Logan Paul, Jake Paul fights. And that's what it's going to be, is like just a hype thing where if they win the first one, he'll call somebody out that night, and then it's a promotion for this. I mean, because what was the Jake Paul one? That was a huge promotion for DAZN.
Yeah. Huge
promotion for DAZN. Yeah. So this is going to be a huge promotion for this Triller platform. If Mike Tyson wins, he'll probably call someone out that night, maybe someone that's even in attendance, and then it'll just be even more hype. And it is in those Logan Paul, Jake Paul fights, they do fight with headgear.
Yeah, and those for those that you don't know, those are like YouTube guys. But here it is. I did find it on ESPN.com. Interview with Yahoo Sports' Andy Foster, executive director of California State Athletic Commission. He said that he believed. So that's the word there, Paul. He believed there wouldn't be headgear, that the boxers would use 12-ounce gloves. And those are really big gloves. And then to your point, Zach, the Athletic reported on Thursday that former NBA player Nate Robinson and YouTube star Jake Paul had agreed to fight on the undercard of the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight. So this is all going to be like this big old
maybe if they both win, they'll fight each other next year.
I mean, like
in full pad.
This is going to be a whole exhibition thing. It's going to be a big old money grab, really.
Spectacle.
Big spectacle. I mean, so Zach is a 25-year-old kid, didn't really grow up watching Mike Tyson or Roy Jones Jr. Those are kind of just names to you that you kind of recognize, right? Mm-hmm. You more interested in that fight or the Jake Paul fight?
I mean, I'm really not interested in
either of them.
The lot of it, but I mean, because I wasn't like a huge I was like before the YouTube, like the big YouTube scene, so I wasn't big on like Logan Paul, Jake Paul. I was too busy working and grinding to keep up with that stuff. But
are you interested? Are you interested in that at all? Are you
not really. I'm sure I'll know a lot of people that are like buying the fight and like having stuff for it and stuff. So I'm sure I'll watch it. I mean, it's very like McGregor, Mayweather, Logan Paul, KSI esque.
Yeah. Snoop already said that he's buying it with multiple exclamation points. So,
what's the line, Snoop?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they've put out any odds yet for that.
Is it only a line if it's like a
game?
Yeah, I don't know all the terms. Paul, you would know.
Paul, is it a line if it's a boxing match, or is it the odds?
It's either way. I mean, it can be both. They're interchangeable.
Okay, so it doesn't really.
Yeah.
Matter.
Okay. Something new every day.
Yeah. We'll make a gambler out of you yet, Zach Lucero.
Chris, can you silence your cell phone,
man,
please?
I'm sorry, bro. Hey, man,
Jesus.
Sorry, dude. You can't hear it.
Hold on, let me silence that. Yeah, my bad. It's like that old commercial, like those people that buy houses on the Progressive thing, and they're like turning to their parents and like, I don't have I don't know how to. I don't have that button to silence my phone. So, Paul, are you going to get this fight? Are you buying this fight at the house? Tyson Roy Jones?
What platform is it on? Do y'all know? I don't know.
Triller.
It said Triller.
Okay. I don't know. I thought it was on the Zone because I already kind of have that. But if it's on another platform, I'm not paying for that.
They'll just go to Kalunga's house and watch it.
Yeah.
No, we don't roll like that. It's either usually I do it or it doesn't kind of go down.
Maybe it doesn't really say here. It says the bout will broadcast on pay-per-view as well as multimedia platform Triller. So I don't know where the pay-per-view would be set.
Probably on the cable box. I mean, that's what I would think, or your dish box or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So, and then according to news release, Triller will also show a 10-part docuseries leading up to the bout. 10-part?
It's a
10-part docuseries?
It's gonna be called First Dance. Last Dance.
I mean, that's a lot, man.
It's a spectacle.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot, man. I mean, 10 parts, Paul?
I don't know, man. I mean, UFC, they kind of do a similar thing. They do like 8 or 9 on their embeds, and so this is just a marketing, I think, campaign so that they can hype this fight and make sure everybody knows about it. And I got a really good feeling, like as the fight gets closer, probably like maybe even late August, you're gonna have people talking about this on ESPN, Fox Sports, and CBS Sports daily. Like they're gonna have one little segment about that.
But I don't think like. I don't think it's gonna be like, because you said you think leading up to it will be better than the actual fight.
Yeah,
I mean, I think just the article you read goes to show that there's not. I don't think there's gonna be that much smack talking like back and forth.
Well, I think maybe. I mean, I think there will be. I mean, and we're talking about Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. fighting on September 12th here for everybody that just joined. I mean, I think there has to be. And maybe there isn't because, like, you know, these guys are a little bit older.
I mean, Roy Jones was like, I'm probably not going to win. But
yeah, they
whatever.
were, you know, they're trying to
live once.
They're trying to be respectable of each other. Like, you know, we should have found somebody, you know, like there needs to be more like trash talk, I guess, to kind of sell it more.
They should have fought Joe Thomas.
The former lineman?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I just thought of a name.
Yeah. Another big person.
All right, Recon Athlete, episode 95. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez, Zach Luceto in the house. Shout out to Snoop Daniel. Shout out to everybody on the watch party. And shout out to, you know,
Christ Market.
This Christ Market, of course. And I got to go back and after this episode, I'm going to go back and read all these comments because there was definitely a debate on Tesla going on there. So, Paul, you need to check it out, too. I think you'll find it interesting. All right. We talked to Horns Aggies, trying to renew their rivalry. Talked to Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. And
Chris, what are your takeaways from opening day of baseball?
Thank you for bringing that up because I was going to talk
about that. Is that okay, Paul?
Yeah, that's part of it.
I mean, obviously, you didn't even look at the messenger. If you're asking me if it's okay. All right,
working and grinding, dude. I don't be in the messenger like that.
Yeah, whatever.
I know you do because you know you got to pay for all those expenses you got on a monthly basis.
Right, yeah, dude. So takeaways. I mean, really, I was watching. I kept up with my Astros. They took care of Seattle, and that doesn't really say a whole lot, though, because Seattle's kind of could possibly be the worst team in the American League. So, I mean, Astros win 8-2.
Did Ichiro retire as a Mariner?
Believe so. Let's see. I'm going to go through the box score real quick. See, Altuve was 1 for 5, had an RBI. Bregman 1 for 5, had the same line. Michael Brantley had a big game. He was 2 for 3, had a home run, he had 3 RBIs. Carlos Correa 1 for 4 with an RBI. And then really the bottom of the lineup, contributed, and I think that was big for the Astros, especially down at the bottom. The 9-hole hitter Martin Maldonado, the catcher, was 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs, and I think no Yordan Alvarez. Everybody's kind of worried about that, but like I said, I mean, this is the Mariners at this point. If you're the Astros, if you're the Yankees, if you're the Dodgers, who else are the favorites? You know, if you're the Braves, if you're any of those teams, you need to be winning these games that you're supposed to win because we're in this sprint. It's no longer a marathon; it's a sprint, and so you need to be winning these games that you're supposed to win. Now, the Braves did not win their game. Mets beat them 1-0. Yoenis Cespedes hit his first home run since 2018, and they were Braves were shut out, and I was kind of surprised with that. Ronald Acuna Jr., one of my favorite guys, 1 for 4. Freddie Freeman, one of the COVID-19 victims for the Braves, he was 0 for 2, but he had 2 walks. And overall, there wasn't a whole lot for the Braves offensively. Of course. They were facing Jacob deGrom, who is definitely a Cy Young award candidate, and I think he's on BJ's team. BJ was talking about him a lot. deGrom went 5 innings, had 8 strikeouts. So the Mets taking care of the Braves. The Braves are one of the teams that I like a lot this year. A guy that you guys want to kind of if you're into fantasy, he's probably not out there waiting for you, but if we're gonna do a fantasy draft, there's a pitcher for the Cleveland Indians who did very well, or Cleveland baseball team. I'm sorry, Zach.
Yep.
Cleveland baseball team. Shane
Expos.
Shane Bieber.
Shane Bieber.
Yeah.
That's my favorite player.
Yeah. He went 6 innings, had 14 strikeouts. So so 6 innings, 14 strikeouts. You can do the math. That's a lot of strikeouts per inning. Only gave up 4 hits, no earned runs, and 1 walk. So Bieber, very, very good. If you're out there playing some fantasy baseball. Okay, yeah. BJ said he traded for DeGrom last night. Gave away Francisco Lindor. I think that's pretty good team. Pretty good trade for BJ there. I think he said he had a couple other shortstops as well. The Rangers won as well. The other Texas team, they won 0-0, blanking the Colorado Rockies. I think what's exciting about what the Rangers can be excited about is Lance Lynn. He went 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, had 4 walks. So there's a little bit struggle there, but he had 9 strikeouts and shutting out the Colorado Rockies. And the Rangers themselves, only managed to score 1 run. So that's a little bit worrisome if you're a Rangers fan. But something to look forward to for the Texas Rangers moving forward in this 60-game sprint to try to get into the playoffs. And I think they're doing, or Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, we're doing 16 teams this year, right, for the playoffs? I think you put it at.
Yes, yeah. that got approved on actually Thursday, like right before Game 1 with the Nationals. That when they took off, so that was one thing that got approved. But one thing I also wanted to ask you, like Chris, what is your reaction to the Mookie Betts deal?
I think Red Sox fans are really upset because a lot of them probably thought that maybe after his stint over there they could try to get him back. But I think it's obviously a great deal for him. Great job by the Dodgers to basically have or have a superstar for the next 12. I think it was 13 years. Yeah, 13 years. I mean, it's a huge investment into one guy, but he's shown to be consistent, durable, and I think it's going to be a great deal for the Dodgers in the long run. I think having a guy like Mookie Betts, there's your star power. I mean, that's your answer to Mike Trout and the Angels. That's your answer to especially out on the West Coast. As far as having that star power. And I think it was a great deal for the Dodgers. I think
I think he has more longevity than a lot of people that you see that get these like mega deals,
right? Because
he's not like a strictly power guy,
right? And
like a lot of people were comparing it to the Albert Pujols deal like forever ago.
Well,
but Albert Pujols was like a one-job player, he was power only. Like he wasn't really like a defensive first baseman. Like Mookie Betts, if he's not hitting, he's playing any of the 3 spots in the outfield, like at a Gold Glove level. If he's not hitting for power, he's hitting for average. If he's not hitting for power or average, he's stealing bases. Like he's like a 5-tool guy.
Yeah, and it might be a little bit of a long contract. I mean, he's 27, so.
What do you want? Would you rather give that deal to him or Bryce Harper?
I'd probably go with Mookie.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes more sense in terms of potential productivity.
Yeah. And I think he's. I don't know. Like I said, the longevity or the length of it could be questionable, but I don't think it's a bad deal at all for either side. And I know if I were a Dodgers fan, I'd be really excited about it. Just knowing that you have a guy like him in your lineup for the foreseeable future. It's kind of like getting your Pat Mahomes a little bit. I mean, if Mookie Betts was 23, it'd be different, but he's not. He's a little bit older, but I don't know. I think it's a great deal. I don't see anything wrong with it. I was a little bit, and that's a different reaction that I had when Bryce Harper had his deal. I was like, I don't know about all that. And I think it's because of, I don't have the same confidence in Bryce Harper as I do with Mookie Betts, and I don't know why. It's to me, it's more of a like, I've seen Mookie play and I've seen Bryce play, and like if I were a scout and I had to pick one,
if Bryce isn't hitting for power, like he's not getting you anything. Like if Miguel Cabrera is not hitting for power, like he fell off, like he did, like he like you're Mookie just has more aspects to his game that you're paying for than paying for home runs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's like you said. I mean, he's a guy that you can put anywhere in the outfield. You know, so I mean, you can start him out. You know, he's right field right now. You put him in the center field if you want. You know, you can be in the left field. You have an injury to somebody. You know, you can put him anywhere out there. So it's a good deal to me. Paul, are you starting to get a little bit into baseball, Paul? Now that we're with this 2020 COVID thing.
Man, most definitely. Like, I'm waiting for the first person to get hit by a pitch so that, we can start some trash talking to get these benches cleared. Because at the end of the day, I want to see just a mad scrum at the pitcher's mound and see who gets ejected. Or the other thing I might be looking for is the first time manager and the umpire start getting belly to belly and trading COVID-19 spit with each other, because damn well they ain't gonna be wearing no mask. He's gonna puff that mask down as soon as he gets in that umpire's face. So that's what I'm looking forward to, man.
It's weird, but they don't really do that anymore. You know,
they don't happen, Chris.
They don't do that anymore at all. Like, they haven't. I mean, it's kind of weird. Man, and I wish we could have had some maybe AAA or AA ball, because I know they do it. That really makes me happy. Mm-hmm. I mean, and a lot of it's because like I don't know if it's something that Major League Baseball are kind of discouraged the managers from doing, but like you really don't see that a lot anymore. And the umpire crews, they will be real quick with throwing a manager out of a game, like real quick. And you can't really, and they do it with everybody now too. Like all the they'll be real quick to throw out a player, to throw out a bench coach, to throw out the manager, to throw out, I mean, anybody, that's quote unquote questioning them. And, it's just, it's terrible. And, yeah. Shout out to Sandy McElroy. He says it's instant replay. Replay killed the manager argument. And yeah, I have to agree with that. Yeah, the instant replay. We don't really see that anymore. And it'll really kill it when they go to when they don't have the umpire behind the plate calling balls and strikes anymore. When they start doing the electronic strike zone, then you're really not going to have any kind of arguments. So, but yeah, shout out to Sandy. Yeah, definitely instant replay, because I mean you can't really like, oh, he's safe, he's not. Now when there's a question, the manager goes over to the phone. That's kind of, I don't know. It's not as cool, not as fun. So I think we have to keep let's keep the umpire behind the catcher, so we can have a chance that there's going to be the belly to belly, face to face COVID-19 swapping type of arguments. So Paul Rodriguez can get into the games. What are you gonna say, Paul?
Man, we need some drama. That's what I'm really looking for. It's just like NASCAR. I want to see someone get loose. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but I want to see some drama.
Yep, for sure.
Do you think Recon should invest in some Cleveland baseball team gear? Because
why?
Well, you don't think in a few years that's going to be like worth a lot of money? Because it's like it's going to be in a limited time. Same with the Washington football team.
Washington football team gear.
That's like.
Do you think that's going to be worth money?
Because it'll only have been out for a few months.
Oh, so you're talking about like the new stuff, like the 2020 stuff? Yeah,
like the stuff that's gonna be like the jerseys that are blank, like the Washington football team fan gear.
So were you looking on your phone to see if you can find any Cleveland baseball team gear out there still?
No, I couldn't find anything yet. But don't you think that would be like a collector's item?
It could be like the 2020 version.
Right, because it'll only, like I said, it'll only be available until they find a name. They're not going to be nameless forever.
Are you talking about Cleveland or Washington?
Both.
Okay. Paul, what do you think about that? Are we doing some? You can buy some Cleveland baseball team gear?
Well, you're gonna say no to buying it, but that's besides the point. Like, do you think it's like? Do you think it's like? Do you think it'll be like worth some money eventually?
Yeah, I do. If you're asking me exactly, I definitely do. Because anytime there's a limited quantity, It's supply and demand. Anytime there's a limited quantity and somebody's going to be like, hey, this is 2020. This is the cancel culture year. Look what I got. Because think about the throwback Bulls gear. Think about the throwback San Antonio gear with the, Tex-Mex colors. Anything that has some kind of identity that's different from the norm definitely will be valuable. When? Probably in 10 or 12 years.
Yeah, like imagine watching an episode of Pawn Stars and you're like, I got here, limited edition 2020 Washington football team jersey.
Yeah.
And then they get their expert in and they're start dropping all the knowledge. Like, well, did you know in 2020 they didn't have a name for a couple of months and there was only this many jerseys printed.
Yeah.
That could be worth some money.
Yeah, the grandkids of the Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
That are right now. I guess so. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna get something? Get you a Cleveland.
I'm gonna look online for real.
Get you a Cleveland. So I guess.
What do you think would be worth the money? The jersey? Do you think it would be
the jersey? The
anything?
jersey with the Indians on it? Because it doesn't say that right now. It says Cleveland.
Well, the jersey with the Cleveland would be the one that would be worth the money. I'd say.
You think?
Well, because a lot of people have a jersey that says Indians on it.
Oh, you're talking about the ones that they have right now, the one that says Cleveland? Oh, okay. All right. And then the hat with, well, they have the hats with just the C on it.
Right. So those aren't collectors.
So, I love our watch party. Sandy's saying being nameless is a huge money grab for owners. Sell nameless merch, then sell the real stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. BJ says, want to make best baseball better. And of course, BJ's always got these ideas. Innings 1 through 6 inning games. What? 2 strikes, 3 balls. 3 pitchers must complete 1 inning, 4 beer in the dugout. Oh, 6 inning games. Okay, I say, okay, these are, never mind. So he's saying 6 inning games, 2 strikes and 3 balls rather than 3 strikes and 4 balls. Pitchers must complete 1 inning, which they're already kind of doing that. Well, they're doing relief pitchers. Have to do 3 batters. Beer in the dugout like softball leagues.
Sure.
I mean, if I'm playing. So, yeah, I like the beer in the dugout part. So, all right, Recon Athlete episode 95. We're almost getting to 100. Shout out to Kreitz Market, our featured sponsor. Paul, when are you going to go on your glamping adventure?
That's not till the end of August.
End of August. Okay.
And, yeah.
All right.
But I am taking a full vacation after August 1st.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So we'll we're gonna be hitting 100 pretty soon.
If there's no interruptions and if there's no pause in shows, it'll be August 8th.
Okay. Yeah, if my computer holds up, and if Zach keeps showing up, then there will be no pause. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? Forgot to do Paul's interview with Snoop last night. Zach, how was the show?
It was a good show.
Yeah.
I thought the 8 o'clock hour was really good.
Okay.
I think the new kind of format we're doing, bringing alumni, it really brings in a different energy. Because the energy's high throughout all the guests, and then obviously it'll kind of dip down at the end of the hour,
right?
And then for it to be a kind of new source of content for the 8 o'clock hour, it really brings it back. So I think I'm having a lot of fun doing it.
All right,
I appreciate Snoop for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, Flex Friday nights 7 to 9 on the Horn. Snoop Daniel, Zach Lucetto there, and Paula calls in as well. 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock hour, talking recruiting. Paul, you want to talk some recruiting news? Anything big?
Southwestern was big.
I know you spent a whole day updating Southwestern material.
Yeah, that was them, man. They came in. They really haven't been active during the quarantine, and so I'm not sure if you'd have to ask them why. But yeah, especially on Wednesday or Thursday, they were just back to back to back, and I think they have. Let's see here. They have 2, 4, 6. Looks like 6 offers straight in the Austin area. But yeah, man, the biggest thing, the highlights for me that really kicked off were Zane Miners, the running back for the Westlake Chaparrals, committing to Yale, Not only will he be there with Ryan Lindley, but the offensive lineman Connor Halverson will also be playing in the 2021 season. We all know that the Ivy League got suspended they suspended themselves due to COVID for the 2020 season. Another big offer that was really good for me that I saw was offensive lineman from Dripping Springs, Jake Masters, getting an offer from East Central University. And Vandergrift, man, Vandergrift had a really big week this week. So we'll just get into it. Vandergrift DB Logan Arnold getting that offer from Southwestern, as well as an offer, well, we still really don't know how to pronounce it, but Vandergrift running back Bowen Lewis getting an offer from Valparaiso. And, those were the real big offers from Vandergrift. And I want to say also head coach Drew Sanders' son, wide receiver Caleb Sanders of Vandergrift, an offer from Hendrickson College. That's a NAIA school. So, that's another one. I think Caleb has 2 offers. That big D1 offer from Bowen Lewis was the first D1 offer from Valparaiso, which we're still trying to figure out how to pronounce.
I say Val. What did I say? What did I say the other day?
Like with a Spanish accent.
No. I keep saying I want to say it like was Paul saying it now, but now I can't think of how I was saying it. I know most people say Valpo, just for short.
Right.
And I was saying Valparaiso. I think that's what
I
I
say
said.
Valparaiso.
And that's what Paul says, right?
No.
What is
He says what you say.
No, I say Valparaiso.
That's what he says.
No.
No, there's a little inflection on the I for me. So I say Valparaiso.
Yeah, like you said. That's what you said.
No, I say Valparaiso.
Oh, okay.
I say praise. He says praise.
Oh, okay. And I say Valparaiso.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think any of us are right.
Shout out Valparaiso.
Nope.
I don't think any of us are right.
And one more note.
Yeah. Go ahead.
More note.
Go ahead, Paul.
So, this is the biggest D1 offer came in late Friday in the afternoon. Lampasas wide receiver Michael Murray getting an offer from Tulsa out of Oklahoma. So he's probably going to be the number 1 target for Ace Whitehead in the Lampasas Badgers.
All right, yeah, and shout out to all the 1A through 4As. Should be on schedule as UIL has put out there, except for LBJ.
62 days.
What is it?
62 days away
62?
if everything holds. Mm-hmm.
Hold. You got to be like, was it Mel Gibson and Braveheart? Hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but LBJ, we mentioned this the other day. Like since LBJ is in Travis County,
Yep,
they can't play any of their non-district games.
They can't play. No, they really can't play until September 28th.
Until 6A can play.
Right, basically, they have to follow the 5A 6A schedule, which is a real bummer.
I mean, that is, man. Like, so everybody who are in their, like, is it Burnett and Liberty Hill in their district?
No, they were going to play them non-district, but they're going to miss on that one.
Okay, but like also a lot of their district mates, they're going to be able to play and practice, and basically get a whole month jump on them.
Yes,
that's not messed up, right?
Well,
I mean, they're lucky that they're not in a bigger district.
Think so? Oh, well, yeah, like with numbers,
like when they would have to start district play earlier.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess, man, but still, dude, I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles, right, guys?
That's the way the cookie crumbles, man.
It's messed up, though.
That's messed up, man.
So they got to be out there. I mean, they got to do their own stuff right now.
Their own stuff, man.
It's going to kind of level the playing field, a little bit.
Level it on up, man.
With McCutcheon and Makuba.
Makuba, man.
Dang.
I mean, that's just the people that people really know is Andrew Makuba and Latrell McCutcheon. But we really can't forget about their defensive end, Braden Jones, and then their quarterback who's transferring in, Oscar Gordon, I believe is his name. So they have and they're all working right now a lot with band performance. Zach, pipe down. And so that's the really big thing that I want people to understand is that although they're going to be starting late, they're still working privately throughout the summer and probably into August. And I think they're going to be ready to go. The stars are going to be ready to go. And, people have named Andrew Makuba and Latrell McCutcheon the best, back-end defenders in the nation. So as a tandem, that's really big for them. But when you let the Lampasas Badgers, who made a semifinal appearance last year, get a month jump on you, that's going to be really hard because they got D1 athletes as well. So this is put that out there in perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. So, shout out to LBJ. You're not going to be able to, practice and play as soon as your district rivals will. But, make sure you get out there and do what you got to do, kids. Wear your masks and go work out and, do what your coaches tell you to do so you can be ready to play when you're finally allowed to in late September. But, yeah, and we'll – Recon Athlete, we'll be trying to make some trips out to the country, watch some football on Friday nights. I know we'll try to go out. I know
fans are allowed.
Go out to Flatonia. I'm sure they'll allow.
Yeah. Well, we're media, so that's a little different, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure they'll allow some of these. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be way different.
You think so?
I think I think it's gonna be gone are the times as a media person where you just show them your credential and they just let you in. I think you're going to have to call ahead and get credentialed.
Yeah.
No fans or less fans in the stands.
No, yeah. I remember back in the day, you could just be like, oh, I'm with fan stand, and they'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. Come on in.
Come on in while I think about it.
Yeah. You could just be like, oh yeah. You just basically you just make
anything that's laminated.
Anything that's laminated and on a lanyard. You just be like
now you're gonna have to wear their credential and all that stuff. I bet.
Yeah, it's just definitely gonna be it's gonna be different for all types of media. All right, Recon Athlete episode 95. Paul Rodriguez, Zach Luceto, Chris Sanchez. Shout out to everybody on the watch party. Anything else, fellas? Any other topics guys to sign? Zach, you got anything? Nope. Paul, you got anything?
Yeah, I was like, everybody on the watch party. I'm not sure if y'all know, but you can go subscribe over on YouTube right now and click the bell to be notified every time we upload a show in case you miss it in the future. So, if you want to go subscribe to YouTube, you just search at Recon Athlete. You can find us.
Yeah, do it.
Subscribe button.
Yeah, do us a favor, y'all. Do us a favor if you haven't done it already.
And Chris will put your face on a cake for his birthday next
Right.
Time.
I will. You go to YouTube, search Recon Athlete, and then just subscribe. Do us a favor.
Tell your friends about it.
Yeah. I mean, if
we get 100 subscribers, Chris will shave his head.
And we're actually at 70. We're actually at 79 right now. So if we get to 100, maybe Chris will shave his head.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Maybe
Chris will get a mohawk.
I'll do mohawk.
Would you rather shave your head or get a mohawk?
Mohawk.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You want to be a 51-year-old man with a mohawk?
I'll be a 40-year-old man with a mohawk. Oh. And I'll dye it blonde, and then I'll put little things. I'll go to
get the little urban stripes.
Yeah, I'll go to the east side to get all lined up. I'll go to what's it?
Welcome to Revelry. I hope you like my mohawk. Would you like to try our charcuterie board?
Oh, we need a charcuterie board. That's a good idea. We don't have one of those. Yeah, I'll bring that up. Good idea, Zach.
Y'all should get some TVs outside too.
They have to do TVs outside. They don't put anything on it, man. Let's not talk about that right now. All right, it's a sore subject to me. It's a sore subject to me.
I bet
it really is. Because I had to watch.
I
had to watch baseball on my phone while I was rolling.
What?
I was rolling silverware.
First world problems.
And I had to watch. Yeah, I had to watch baseball on my phone. I know, first world problems. I know.
First world problems.
I know. I should be thankful I have a job. Or 2 jobs.
3
jobs. All right. Zach, you got any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to the lights in here that do not work anymore.
Yeah. Too bright, bro. It's like when you go out to anywhere in Austin, Texas, it's real bright. All right, Paul, you got any shout outs?
No bright lights. Yeah, shout out to God, shout out to my family. Shout out to Zach, the best around, and the hostess with the mostest, Country Breakfast, and the GOAT, that man in the other room, the green room, Snoop, mother effing Daniels.
All right, shout out to everybody on the watch party. Shout out to God and my parents. Shout out to you guys, Zach and Paul, and of course Snoop and Flex ATX. And we'll see y'all on Wednesday. And I'll try to remember to we'll do our do me and Zach's album review. All right, Paul, do your thing.
Man, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but you might want to go subscribe on YouTube at Recon Athlete. Everybody, if you enjoyed the podcast, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. And everybody on YouTube, hit the bell. We'll let you know when we upload. We gone.